One carbon finance project developer working towards a climate-resilient future where sustainable alternatives are the norm is Sequest Capital. We sat down with the founder and CEO, Ken Newcombe, to gain insights into how CQC are working towards this goal.
Tell me about Sequest Capital. What do you do?
Well, we provide sustainable energy and sustainable land management services to the poorest people in the world, which are the rural families and communities in the least developed countries. That's our focus.
A big contributor to greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, as well as reducing quality of life, happens as a result of daily meal preparations.
About 2.3 billion people in the world cook on open fires. And that's really toxic and dangerous. And the smoke that they inhale for a woman and a kid on her back is the equivalent of smoking 2 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. And it's responsible for more than 3 million premature deaths, mostly of women and kids, every year.
To address this issue, Sequest has developed unique clean cook stoves that can burn with much smaller pieces of wood and crop residues.
That biomass is abundant, but typically not used in an open fire because it burns up so quickly and people just simply would never consider it as a fuel. But in our stoves, that's an excellent fuel. So you switch from unsustainably harvested wood and deforestation to sustainably harvested crop residues and biomass that's readily available quite close or inside the villages.
Why are women and girls so specifically important to this type of transformation?
Women are not just the caregivers. Women are the gardeners. Women are often the key entrepreneurs. And if you can't alleviate the burden on them every day, you can't realistically expect change that's transformative, both in terms of ongoing sustainable development, economic development, but also in meeting the challenge of climate change.
The result is high quality and high integrity carbon credits.
There's an unfortunate dichotomy in the market, with some thinking that the only legitimate way to manage climate change is to remove carbon from the atmosphere. Our view is you need both. We need to be equipped with all of the means of managing climate change. And quite often it's much cheaper and faster to avoid carbon going to the atmosphere than it is to take carbon out of the atmosphere. If you switch to an efficient cook stove, you are immediately reducing the amount of unsustainably harvested wood. And we focus exclusively on biological removal, meaning we want to increase the amount of above and below ground biomass, mostly in the form of trees, and by increasing soil organic matter, by improving soil health, and permanently taking carbon out of the atmosphere and storing it in healthy soils.
It's all part of a vision to bring us closer to a net zero and climate resilient future.
We're making solar panels, we're making biomass fuels on a fully commercial basis. And we're looking at storage technology, both at the household level, batteries, and utility level, so that we can be the vendors of the energy services and the land use and agricultural management services that are adapted to a world of aggressive climate change. So it's beyond carbon for us. And the emissions reductions and the revenue streams that flow, that is a source of catalytic risk capital that allows us to introduce technologies and bring about behavior change and bring people into a fully financially sustainable, climate-friendly form of existence.